All right. I'm curious to know, what is it like dating a comedian? Because as a musician, I've dated musicians and there were pros and cons to those
What are the
relationships.
pros and cons of dating a musician?
Um, the pro was we get each other's lifestyles. So there's no like, oh my God, you're so into your music that you don't spend time with me. It was like, I get that.
Right.
The cons were, depending on the instrument, if you I made a mistake, not a mistake, I mean, because it was a good relationship in many ways, but one issue I had, I dated another piano player and we ended up just being competitive with each other because we couldn't collaborate. Like we couldn't, like there was no room for both of us in the picture. But then I've dated like drummers and that was like a perfect collaboration. So I'm kind of curious to hear two comedians dating. How is that? Like,
well, I think it's person to person because, you know, there are some things where like, you know, like if there is that, like, okay, there's a little bit more, if I have to work on Halloween or something, like she'll be upset, but she'll get it, but she'll still be upset. There still is that, like, man, can you take a fucking day off? Or if, like, you know, you get offered something on her birthday or whatever, you know, there is still that, like, man, take a fucking day off. You can't, you know, it is person to person, but also I guess the pros are she's really funny, you know, and you know, you could talk shit. You know what I mean? You can't go, oh, there's this fucking guy, you know, and you're trying to describe the person. You go, do you know this guy? Yeah, he fucking sucks, or whatever, or like, but you know, cons are there's, you know, you have to get over feeling jealous of somebody. Like if I'm jealous that she got something or vice versa, you know, that was a conversation we had to have pretty early where I went, you have to, you know, because sometimes, you know, when somebody tells you like, oh, I got this opportunity, it's hard not to go like, oh man, like I wish I got that opportunity. You know what I mean? But we had to have a conversation very early where it's like, we're both going to get shit that each other wants. And we have to be supportive 100%. There always has to be like your girlfriend, your girlfriend, boyfriend first. And then, you know, whatever. And cons are, I'm sure I've shook hands with people that have had sex with her. So that's, you know, there's more cons, I think.
I'm so glad you're bringing all that up because I can relate. And like jealousy, I feel like jealousy is like a shameful thing to talk about. Like it's something that I deal with and it always feels like a bad, like gross thing. Like I'm like, oh, I don't want to tell people I'm jealous, but same here. Like I've had to deal with jealousy about, you know, when you're dating a band boy, like they've got girls chase like the hot, you know what I mean? Like they've got girls chasing them after men in bands are notorious for like getting women, like just women throwing themselves at them. I don't know if it's like the same thing for comedians. I would imagine it depends.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. People, I mean, especially, that happens a lot. And especially other women comics, like they'll, you know, comics are fucking each other.
Yeah. And then the other thing, the jealousy thing you mentioned about like learning how to support each other. Exactly what I was saying. Like when I dated a piano player, he was by far a way better piano player than me. And I got jealous so many times because he would, like I said, there just wasn't room for both of us. He would get chosen for these positions in town or whatever, like these jobs or these like band positions that I'm like, I can't even compete. Like there's no way. On the bright side, he taught me a lot that like I learned from him. Like he taught me a lot about the piano that I don't think I could have learned without dating him. But that was rough, like dealing with those jealous feelings.
And that's real shit. Like I can't even be like, hey, don't feel that way. You just have to be like, I'm sorry, but first comes support. And then, you know, you can even say it in another way. Because what it really is like you're not happy with where you are. Yeah. So that has nothing to do with anybody else but you. So you can like, it's really like, just take a second to fucking think. I'm not your enemy. You're not upset that I got something. You're upset that you're not getting something. Yeah. So that has to be like thought about more, I think.
It's kind of the same thing we were talking about before about like interpreting people's social media. It's like same thing here. Jealousy is like whatever is you're like you said, it's not that person specifically that you hate. It's like something within yourself that
Right.
person is triggering,
Right.
you.
Yeah, and I'm a
Okay.
jealous guy too. I can get jealous. Yeah, especially when it comes to like other dudes, and my chick's like super hot. I'm a monster. I don't know why she thinks like she's getting jealous of other people. I'm like, look, no one's coming for me. You know,
My
I look like
last
Philip Seymour Hoffman now.
my last two boyfriends I dated were not jealous people. And it was like, I'm like, you are wild creatures. Like how, like they,
Right.
especially like I do podcasting and, I've had a lot of men on my podcast. Like and then like whatever, the boyfriend couldn't be there at the time because they had their own thing to do. And, this has not been my experience with men across the board. I've dated a lot of jealous guys, but the last two guys I dated for whatever reason were like crazy trusting. Like, and I'm like, not that they shouldn't, not that I'm like they shouldn't have trusted me, but no, like I never cheated or anything. But I was just like, how are you so stable?
I think it just comes from like confidence in your partner of like, or just confidence and being like, okay. And if you do cheat on me, then it's over. You know what I mean? It's like,
that's what
what it is.
I've heard some people say that they're like, one of my female friends, she was like, I don't worry about cheating because like, if they're the type of person to cheat, like I don't want to be with them anyway. So
exactly.
like if they cheat, that's not like a reflection of me. That's a reflection of them. But
I do get it though. Like I'm thinking about if she ever like, if she goes on the road for a weekend, you got to go like, what's going on? Is she going to meet a guy and then whatever? It's human.
Yeah.
You just have to be like, whatever. It is what it is. Don't do it, please.
Yeah, no, I wish I was level headed like some of those other people. I'm too of like, I have a lot of shit to work out, but I feel like I'm too insecure of a person that I'm going to be like, was this person better than me? Like I'd be like comparing myself to the other person if I got cheated on. You know what I mean?
Right. That'd be brutal.
All right. So I only got like one or two more questions for you. Okay. All right. AI.